Hello. Welcome to day 43. I've been having good and bad days, but today's a good day. I slept from like midnight. I was in bed at like 9:30, but like didn't fall asleep until midnight. Started to feel a little frustrated, but I really try to talk to myself. But it's worse if I don't sleep the day before, because like I'm overly tired, and then I'm like my anxiety kicks up because I'm like and as soon as the anxiety starts to creep in, I try to shut it down and be like, nope, you're gonna sleep, and if you don't, you're gonna rest, and like just you can't have that anxiety creep in, because then it's just gonna make things so much worse. So I did that, and I laid there, and I eventually fell asleep at midnight. I do take trazodone. It's been helping with my mood. It's been helping with sleep, and so I'm just gonna do that, because I would rather take that and be able to continue with the no benzo and feel like I can start to function with things I need to do. So it's the lesser of two evils. I know people are gonna be like, oh, I had severe withdrawal with that. I know everybody's different, and it's one of those things where for the past couple weeks, I've switched back between trazodone and Seroquel, and I feel like that is definitely fluctuating with my moods because they're mood medication. So I feel like that's not good. I feel like I have to stabilize on one thing, and my dad said, eventually you'll fall asleep. So just don't, take an over-the-counter thing I don't eventually fall asleep. I've gone 3 days without sleep, and it wasn't until I started taking the trazodone that I'm able to sleep every night if I consecutively take it. So like, I know in my head that I have to do what I need to do to get some sleep, continue healing my GABA receptors, and, down the road, taper off that very slowly. But I'm taking a low dose. I'm taking 50 milligrams, which I'm going to cut the pill in half and try to take just half a pill a night. If I wake up at like 3 or 4 in the morning, I just lay there and stay awake. I don't continue to take medication. I just take it to initially fall asleep. And if I get, 4 or 5 hours, I at least got some sleep. So it's not perfect, but it's a lot better that the insomnia is dying down. Thank you so much for coming to my lives, everybody. I really appreciate it. It helped me so much yesterday. I was in a really bad funk. For yesterday and the day before, I was feeling really sad. I mean, really sad. It was pretty low. And then I wasn't sleeping. I was feeling really overwhelmed. And so jumping on that live and having so many people join and just talking to them, I just really felt like that lifted my mood. So thank you so much, everybody. I, just keep fighting through the days, and it's getting easier and easier. I do have my bad days. I do have my good days, and I do have like days. So that's kind of what is going on right now. I notice when I drink caffeine, so like the 2 times I've had caffeine, a cup of coffee, the anxiety is like there for that day and then half the next day. I don't know if it's coincidence. I really don't know. But it starts that day and then it lasts half the day the next day. So I ordered some decaf coffee. I think my body is just too overstimulated. And since I haven't had coffee in a month and something, 40 some days, like I had it 1 cup last week and 1 cup a couple days ago. I don't know if that's what's doing it, but it seems the second time I did it, I was like, okay, let's see if I have a little bit of anxiety after drinking this. I didn't even finish the cup and I started feeling it. It's probably me, my own head going, like waiting for it, but I can't help that. If that's what's doing it, it's legitimately causing it, so I'm not going to drink it if it's legitimately causing anxiety, if I'm worried about it. But I ordered decaf because I love my coffee. It really helps in the morning. So I ordered some decaf, and yeah, I'm just kind of relaxing and just trying to figure some stuff out. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to be able to go hang out with my sister. She's going to be, she's in the next state over, but she's going to be closer to my state for 2 days for work. So she's only 4 hours away. And I think with her going to work, she's going to be an hour and a half away, I think. So I might go to the Airbnb with her because she'll be there alone. I just, my biggest thing that I told my husband, because he's like, go, you need to go, like, get out, go hang out with her. But I was like, he's the person that I feel most comfortable complaining to and just really leaning on him. And I feel like going there, I don't want to put anything on her, on my sister. And if I don't sleep, or if it's just a really uncomfortable situation when you don't feel stable. And she gets it. She was like, how are your ears? Because I haven't been able to travel with how congested my ears have been. I've been with doctors, ENTs. I did a surgery. I've tried so many things trying to figure out what's exactly going on with like them feeling plugged. And she's like, how are they? Do you want to come? I understand if you can't, It's a tricky situation because like I want to, but I feel unstable. So I feel like driving down there, it's just an uncomfortable feeling. And I've never felt like that in my whole life. I always went to California and like just loved travel, love life. And right now I'm just kind of like happy being home and just continuing to feel better and better. And I get scared when I'm in situations where I'm too far away from my house, because it is my comfort to be able to be home and shut the door and shut the world away if I'm really struggling. It's so much more comforting than being in a different state and kind of feeling like you have to entertain. The better and better I feel, it makes things easier and easier. I just don't want to push it. I definitely think that what you put in your body, like I've been, eating really pretty well, but I definitely feel like what you put in your body can activate worse symptoms. And that is something that I'm very much paying attention to. Like I just had a wedge salad. I make them at home. The balsamic glaze. You can put onions on them. I put croutons on them. The little baby tomatoes. I do the ranch with the blue balsamic glaze, croutons, and I love it. And it's at the most part healthy besides the ranch, but you just drizzle it or whatever. And wedge salad is so good. And like I've cut back so much on sugar. I drink soda, maybe like a Sprite with no caffeine, maybe like once a week, once every 2 weeks if I really am craving that. So it's definitely, I'm learning what is kind of activating, certain symptoms. I definitely know sleep is huge. That definitely makes or breaks my day. If I get a half hour sleep and I'm struggling, it really breaks me down. So you have to prioritize your sleep and figure out what you need to do. And I really hate taking something that can cause me to taper off, but at the end of the day, it's really the only thing I found that works. It's giving me peace, and it's kind of letting my body reset, because I'm feeling Like I'm having so many more good days. And 6 months or whatever down the road, I'm feeling good. I'm going to taper off that. I'm going to be off of everything. But I have to get through this first. So you have to do what gets you through the biggest hurdle. And I feel like the benzo was the worst hurdle, and then the amitriptyline was second. And I just have to use whatever I can. And it kind of is what it is. You have to find a way through it. So, but I really do feel like the Seroquel was really, really making my moods super all over the place. So I stopped that and just concentrating on one. I think that was the answer, is just take one and just get through the hard parts, and down the road, 6 months or whatever, when you feel like yourself and you feel good, then you can, cut that back. And because I wouldn't be in a crazy hurry, I would just cut it back super slow and whatever, because it's not a benzo, it's not a controlled substance. So I feel more comfortable getting it. I feel just more comfortable being on a low dose of that and being off the benzo and the amitriptyline. So that's kind of my diary for today. I'm noticing that I'm able to talk and form sentences a little bit better than I used to in the weeks, which is awesome. I didn't wake up super sweaty today, which is fantastic, because that's been for the past couple weeks. I slept pretty well. My alarm went. Usually I'm awake and I have no problem taking my son to school. He gets up at 6:50. I took my daughter yesterday. She had to be there at 6. So like, I'm usually awake, but today I just could not function. I was so tired, and it felt good. It felt good being tired, because when you have that insomnia, it feels awful. You're so tired, but you just can't relax, can't close your eyes. So the fact that I was so tired, and I crawled back in bed got up, went to the bathroom, came back, and then I wanted to take my daughter, let my husband sleep a little bit more, but I just felt so drugged and tired. And it was such a good feeling that I just climbed back in bed and just like I just let that feeling happen. And then got up and took my son to school. But I kind of had a hard time crawling out of bed at 7:30, and that hasn't happened since I started this journey. Like usually I'm just have a hard time shutting the brain off. So just know that it gets better, and everybody telling me, just hold on tight. You're doing it. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really needed you guys yesterday, and you were there, and I really appreciate all the comments. I appreciate everything. Some people have asked me, since I've been out of work for a while, how they could help. I told them don't worry about it, and they were like, we really want to. So I put my Venmo in the description. Just, if you feel like it's something you want to do, I'm definitely, not worried about it. I'm hoping to go back to work in the next 6 months. So it's I like working at the mortuary because they call me when they need me. So it's not like a 9 to 5. Like they'll call me and be like, we have, a female that needs XYZ, needs to be dressed, makeup, nails, hair, whatever. And we have a man that's, whatever. And I'll be like, okay, well, I'll be there at 11. And they're like, okay. So like, it's super convenient, because it takes me 45 minutes to an hour for each person. I'm going to say if I dress them and do makeup, it's about an hour and a half maybe. And I could pick when I go, I can do it at my own speed and then leave. I don't have anybody breathing down my neck. It's such an ideal job for me, because the first person was difficult. It's not, I'm not gonna say it's difficult, but it's different. And every time I walk back there, I do have to, okay. Like I have to mentally prepare what I'm gonna walk into. Especially like the accident victims, if I'm preparing somebody and then I have somebody the next day, I see them. So I can, in my head, figure out what I'm gonna do. Like what my approach is gonna be. So it's crazy, but like the schedule, if you have kids or somebody you take care of, like it's amazing. Because I can almost pick the day and the time and get in, do it, leave. Super easy. So, that one, they haven't called me in like 3 weeks. It's kind of a hit or miss. So yeah, if they call me, I feel actually ready to be able to go back and do that. I don't feel 100%, but I feel a good 80% to be able to get through that. So, I think that's it. And my aesthetic school, they're closing for 3 months. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't really care. It's kind of one of those things. I've been over it, but the hours are great, the pay is great, and it's hard to turn it down when it's the best hours, pay, everything here. When it's that good, it's hard to turn it down. So that's kind of all I got for today. Share, like, subscribe if you like what I have to put out there, my day-to-day journey with benzodiazepine and amitriptyline, I'm guessing, since I was only off for a month before the benzos. And yeah, I will catch you guys tomorrow. Bye.